shaking with disbelief. 'Cause you never, ever went for it before.
A very great evening to you. Yes, this is a Build Your Brain show, and my name is Joy Komane, your host for today. And as you know, it is Build Your Brain show, and we talk about branding. Yes, a very a good year to you. I wish you a very good year, and I hope you've set those New Year resolutions very well, so that you start on a new clean page, and get to accomplish whatever goals that you've set for yourself. It is a great a new year, and we all hope for greater things. So we need to always focus and make sure that we bring out the best in us. And yes, this is a show you catch me from 6 up until 8 o'clock. I'm very excited to be back on air. And yes, as you know, this is the gentleman himself, and also giving you some nice hot tunes. And yeah, don't go anywhere. Take this ride with me, as I'll be giving you some few topics that are very interesting, and topics that do really matter, especially when you are a brand, or rather you are running a brand. So yes, do stay tuned in. My name is Joy Komane. I'll be back just now.
The flesh that dies brings a God that lives in you to achieve the power of life in you. Waiting for your name to I sincerely pass my greatest gratitude to my Papa, who left a message in a song for me to hear. It can only be proper to pass it on to the ears that feel and knows truth. Yes, I remember what my father said. Hey. Let me say something right here. Look deep in your heart, for you are a master of generations to come. So you can be remembered and never wonder when your name is not called from the register of the masters. Yes, you are a master. Your body shaking with disbelief. Cause you never, ever I would like to ask the choir to join me sing the song. So
Yes, a nice message indeed. And yes, this is a Build Your Brain show. And as you only catch me from 6 up until 8 o'clock. My name is Joy Komane, and Happy New Year to you. And yeah, some say they call it a 2015, and some call it 2015. What do you call it? Is the question that I'm asking you here today. So do give me a call on 011-070-9425 and get to actually tell me exactly what do you call this year, and exactly what are your New Year resolutions. As everyone is starting off, we know we still are healing from December, but then it's been the days have been enough, and we've got over that. So yes, do join us weekdays from 6 up until 8 o'clock. And today we speak brands. We speak about identifying your brand. It is a new year. You do want to identify your brand, or rather, if you are starting off, then it is a great moment for you to start with a bang. Attend those meetings, make those deals, and make sure that wherever you go, you make a difference, or rather, you implement your skills very well, especially when it comes to communication with clients, which is the most key. And when I'm talking about that, in every meeting, your clients, they look at the approach, they look at the first sentence that you are going to say, and that will actually tell them if ever this is a good deal or not. So you do want to train yourself. You do want to get yourself involved in various networking events that should help you, on how to keep up a conversation, or rather how, to use some words, at the right moment. Because trust me, you'll never know. Success is just a step away. So anytime you may reach the goal, you may reach your success, and with that, it comes with a lot of hard work, a lot of pains, and a lot of regrets from one. So yes, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy who wishes that they could have done 1, 2, 3 last year and they couldn't do them. So be that guy who starts off with a bang. We want to see a difference. We want to see entrepreneurship, growing, especially in South Africa. Yes, we have seen it. We have seen guys like Spusiso Leope who are trying rather to uplift the entrepreneurship mindset. Especially in Africa, we do need that. We do need people to start off their own businesses. We need people who can, start off their businesses, because of what it does is that, it creates, opportunities. It creates, employment. In that way, we can beat, the number of unemployment. And with that, we need to work hard, guys. We really need to look at how can we, approach, killing this unemployment rate that keeps going up each year. Yes, and congratulations to all the matriculants who have passed, and those who hasn't made it. It's not the end of the world. Remember my words. You can still go and try harder. You can still go and study harder. You can still go and be a better person. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Take me as an example. I'm doing it. I'm making it, and I'm making it big. So do give me a call on 011-070-9425. Tell me exactly what do you call this year and your New Year resolutions. How do you see yourself growing as a brand? How do you see yourself going out and improving on the mistakes that you have done last year? And how do you see yourself succeeding on things that you couldn't actually succeed on last year? So yes, do give me a call on 011-070-9425. On Facebook, I'm Joy J Komane, and on Twitter, I'm at Joy Komane. And yeah, you can actually drop us a tweet on our radio station a Twitter handle, which is at Radio Junto. Yes, I missed you guys. I missed having a chat with you. I missed changing your lives, and I missed sharing ideas and sharing topics with you. So yes, I'm back. It is 2015. I call it 2015. So fit in. This is 2015. You don't want to waste time. You don't want to actually, waste time on things that are not that important. As we know that a powerful brand identity is essential. So we need to focus on how do we build these brands, on how do we make sure that our brands are what we dream of, or rather our brands are what we want them to be. Time right now is 23 minutes after 6. And you still tune in with the gentleman himself. You can give me a call on 011-070-9425. You find me weekdays from 6 o'clock up until 8 o'clock. This is Build Your Brain Show. My name is Joy Komane, and I'll be back with you. Do not go anywhere. As you know, I give you this jazz, smooth sounds. I mean, it's a day to relax. Don't do anything, just listen to me, listen to my music. I'm enjoying myself, man, and I hope you guys are as well. So yes, you do want to you don't want to go anywhere. You're still with the gentleman himself. This is Eastbound for Play.
The medley with Aviwe. Stay in the groove.
Transforming information for information entertainment. Cheers. Only on Radio Junto.
Looking back, I still remember giving in was sweet surrender, lovers, you and me. You were all I ever needed, like a child I always pleaded with you not to leave. No, I was caught up inside your spell. Now you're gone and I'm doing well. Oh, yes it is. Sometimes you have love in your hand. When it's gone, you won't understand how it can be. Oh, no. Underneath those smiling faces, you were always going places no one ever knew. I was only there for pleasure till you found another treasure somewhere, someone new. Now I'm through with your masquerade. I'm so glad that it's not too late. Sometimes you'll cry and wonder why, and then you realize love has passed you by. Oh, yes it has. Oh,
Easy Come, Easy Go by the Spinners. Yes, and that is Jimmy Lulu in the background. And yes, do not go anywhere. If you just join us right now, you just joined the gentleman himself, Joy Komane, behind the mic. This is Radio Junto, and you catch me from 6 o'clock up until 8 o'clock. As you know, that we speak branding, we speak brands, we speak, brand, branding as a whole. So yes, you do want to stay tuned in, as we'll be tackling on some few interesting topics with you here today. And the main topic today is identity and branding. So yes, we'll look around that. Just don't go anywhere. We still have time to chat. This is Jimmy Lulu with Basil Goes to Church. Some nice tunes there by Jimmy Lulu with Basil Goes to Church. And yes, if you just join us right now, this is a Build Your Brand show with the gentleman himself, Joy Komane. And as you know, you do catch me weekdays from 6 up until 8 o'clock. I'm glad to be back. It is a new year. What are your new year resolutions? What is your plans actually? What are your plans? How are you planning, to make this year yours? I mean, it's still early. There's still time for you, to change where you can change, Yes, forget the mistakes, forget the failures that you have made last year. This is a new year. We do want to focus on the present. You do want to focus on where you're heading. So this is the right moment for you to look at some of solutions on how can you improve from where you left last year. So yes, it is a great year, and I believe and I can feel it. It's gonna be a good year, not only for me, but for also my listeners and you who's listening right now. I'm sure and I hope this year change a lot of things. And yes, remember, do get yourself involved in networking events that are happening across South Africa. It is really a great opportunity for you as an entrepreneur, or for you as someone who's looking to get involved in entrepreneurship. So do get yourself involved, and get yourself involved with people who do, or rather people who have the same vision as you. It may not be 100% your visions, but then people who actually are doing something with their lives, people who can change, or rather people who can actually convince you in doing what's right, or what it's good for you. And today, remember, we're focusing on brand identity, and the reason why we're focusing on that is because of, yes, it is a new year, and a lot of people will be looking into actually focusing on their brands. A lot of people will be looking into focusing on improvement. A lot of people will be focusing on what they couldn't have done last year, that they feel like they should have done. So This is a new year. I mean, it's a year that should actually change the kind of a mindset that you had, or rather, a year that you should actually pull up your socks, pull up your socks and focus on things that should work out for you. Forget December. Forget all the parties that you've went through. Yes, you've met those people, and trust me, 10 years from now, if you go, to the same club that you used to go, 10 years back, you'll still find that they're still dancing the same way. They're still drinking the same beers, the same beer brands. So it is about time for you to build your own brand, and this is the right show for you to change your life. So yes, don't go anywhere. This is Build Your Brand Show. And as you know that we focus on growing brands, we focus on teaching people the importance of branding, and the way we do it, it's by you tuning in and listening to the show and interacting with me. So yes, do give me a call on 011-070-9425. Be the first caller for 2015, as this is a Build Your Brand 2015. We believe we will fit in. So yes, this is Build Your Brand Show, and my name is Joy Komane. As usual, you get me, you find me on live on Radio Junto from 6 o'clock up until 8 o'clock. I'm going to give you a song by Jonathan Butler, and right after that I'll give you another song of him. Then we get into a discussion about brand identity. How can you make 2015 yours? Now this is a recipe that should work out for you this year. I hope you don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss the next step that I have for you. So don't go anywhere. This is Build Your Brain Show. My name is Joy Komane, the gentleman himself behind the mic, and you live on Radio Junto. Enjoy the song. This is Jonathan Butler. That was Jonathan Butler, and welcome back. You live on Radio Junto, and this is a Build Your Brand show. And as usual, you know that we speak branding, we speak brands, we speak the language that no one else is speaking, and you can only find this show live on the Business Fix Radio Junto. We believe in the dream. So yes, do not go anyway. As we spoke about, the topic of the day, which was a brand identity. But then before we can go to that, this is something that you always need to know. Yes, we do need to think like entrepreneurs. We do need to think, like businessmen, as DJ's Boo would say. These are kind of things that we need to think of. And you need to think out of the box. You need to believe that you can make it. And if someone can make it, yes, it means you can also make it. And before that, we look at which one of the main key is that people need to know how are they going to market their brand. Before you even go anywhere, you need to know who's your market. You need to know what and how are you going to market your brand. And as a marketing professional, you are getting new ways to measure what's going on with your business every day, from census data to web analytics to revenue numbers. You probably do know a ton about your customers already, but that's just implicit data you are collecting. The implicit data you collect can tell you how customers behave, but you don't get the why behind the numbers or a full understanding of the customer experience. And that is how marketers use brand research service. So while you may be able to quickly see the sales lift from an ad spend, how do you know whether a campaign changes the way people think about your company, or what your customers think about your competitors, or if existing customers trust you more or less than they used to? So smart marketers use online branding service to determine their brand power, which is your brand's value as determined by consumers' positive or negative attitudes about your brand. According to our research, 80% of marketers believe building brands or awareness is extremely or very important, but 76% admit that they don't know what percentage of their target market is aware of their brand. So here how you can actually use your branding service to find out if potential customers think of you first. How do you know that? And I mean, this is how the brand marketers use a brand research service. I mean, they use the online service, to actually measure, to measure the kind of implement rather the marketing plan is working or not. So we spoke about improving your brand power, and this is how you get consumers to recognize you. I mean, and to recommend your product or service to others, through helping people conduct market research every day. We've learned about a lot how to improving the strength of your brand identity, especially through service. So you do want to go online and look for service that can measure your brand market distance, rather the range between you and your consumers, the range on how is the relationship and how is your consumers relating to your brand, or rather how are they taking your brand. So we also spoke about measuring your brand awareness and recognition, and this is your brand on consumers' minds when they are looking to make a purchase. When you know how visible or invisible you are to consumers, you'll understand how strong your brand is in your market segment, and whether you need to tailor your marketing efforts accordingly. Ask survey questions as well. So I mean, this is a way of us knowing exactly how to win our brands. If your kind of market and how is your market, or rather the campaign that you've created to actually improve on your brand is working out for you or not. So look out for the online service that can actually, give you rather, some kind of a mirror, about your brand. How do you see it? And it gives you an overlay of how your brand is doing and is performing. That is so cool. So you do want to look at the templates as well. You can just go to www.savvymonkey.com. The website is www.savvymonkey.com. Don't go anywhere, as we'll be sharing with you some of the topics that I have within a brand identity. Do not go anywhere. My name is Joy Komane, and as you know, this is Build Your Brand. This is the show where we get to speak about brands. We get to speak about brands that matters on how can you improve on last year. How can you improve, on your brand strategy. How can you improve on it, and how can you make sure that you implement the right processes and procedures that you need to follow in order for your brand to grow. So yes, do not go anywhere. Remember, this is Build Your Brand Show, and you catch me weekdays from 6 up until 8 o'clock. And find me on Facebook. I'm Joy J Komane, and on Twitter I'm at Joy Komane. It's easy. Just quickly drop me a message so that we can chat around that. And remember, I'm still asking you a question. What is your New Year resolution, or what are your New Year resolution for your brand? How are you looking to tackle 2015? They call it 2015. So we call it like that here at home. So are you fitting in very well? Are you settling very well, or are you still on that December mood? We don't know. I can tell you, a lot of people have danced their shoes off. A lot of people, they had fun. When I mean fun, I mean real fun. No? Real fun. Actually, I spent it most of my time in Pretoria, and that is my hometown. And yes, it was happening. But then, as a businessman, you always think about a business. So, things like this, there's a moment when it comes where you just need to slow down. So I can say I've slowed down a bit, before time. Because of after a week I've been back to work, my friends were still calling me for us to go out. So I'm not saying it's wrong, but then as a businessman, you really take your business seriously, and you want to start with a bang. You need to go with a different approach, that you implemented, previous years. So that was exactly what I was doing, and I can tell you, it is a very I'm having a very good feeling about 2015. I don't know about you. What are your New Year resolutions? How are you looking to give this year, a new approach? And yes, it is a moment where entrepreneurs, businessmen, where people who are already in the game do want to put another, effort in order for them to not remain on the same level as they were on last year. Ask me, how are they going to do that? They're going to work hard. So you need to work hard, especially if you are looking to establish your brand, especially if you are looking to establish your personality, if you are looking to establish yourself. I'm talking about 3 brands here: yourself, your personality, and your brand. So it is how it's working. I mean, that's the power of branding. That is the power of branding, and it fits everywhere. So do not go anywhere. My name is Joy Komane, and this is a Build Your Brand Show. And as you know, you get me weekdays from 6 up until 8 o'clock. I missed you guys. I missed the show. I missed this baby right here. And yes, we're pushing it. And as you know, we also bring you some of the most important guests, in the studio, that gets to come and actually, give us motivation behind branding and how can we build ourselves as brands. So I'm gonna play you a song by Tani Samazwai, which is still my favorite song ever since I started here. Ever since I had it. So this is Tani Samazwai with Nizwala Ngobane. Do not go anywhere. I love this song. Just jam to it with me. Stand up and dance. I mean, this is 2015. This is the year that should change your dreams. A year that things should happen for you. Don't let anyone take that away from you. This is your yeah. And you tune in live on Radio Junto. Remember to give me a call on 011 070 9425.
Children forget. Children forget. The ghetto is our first love, and our dreams are drenched in gold. We don't even cry. We don't even cry. We don't even cry about it no more. We don't even cry.
Now, do not go anywhere. If you just join us right now, this is a Build Your Brain show with the gentleman himself behind the mic. My name is Joy Komane. Do not go anywhere. The topic here today, we're looking at brand identity and asking you a question. What are your New Year resolutions? The song that's playing on the background, it is Andres Vollenweider with White Winds. A great song indeed to start off your day. What I mean by starting off your day, start at 6. So yes, you do catch me from 6 o'clock up until 8 o'clock. We speak branding. And do give us a call on 011 070 9425. Yes, as we get on to the next hour, which is just 6 minutes just after 7, and I hope that you are enjoying yourself. And remember, this is Build Your Brain show, and you don't want to go anywhere, as we'll be proceeding with where we have left. So yes, do not go anywhere. I mean, there's still time for us, to chat more about some few challenges that especially we are facing as brands, and how can we try and fix them. This is Build Your Brain show, remember, and you are tuning in live on Radio Junto. Do not go anywhere. it is a moment where you want to know what is the right step, or rather what is the next step that you should take with your brand. So yes, earlier on we spoke about how marketers use their brand research service, and this is a way that should open your eyes as an individual. It doesn't matter if ever your profession is actually a marketer or not, but then these are the kind of steps you can implement on your brand in order for you to grow, and in order for you to focus on things that are most important, that should lead you into improving, especially when we spoke about brand power, that should improve your brand power. And how do you do that? It's we always know that your brand, your consumers, they need to to recognize you, so that they can think of you. And the power within that is that if one is recognized, it is easy for one to tell the next person. So let's make sure that we work as hard as we can, especially with our brands. Let's make sure that we focus on growing our brands this year. It's 2015. A lot of opportunities starts now, so you do want to take every opportunity that comes towards you, especially determining on the kind of a field that you are involved in. So we spoke about brand, brand power, and how do you measure your brand awareness and recognition. The next step is that you need to determine your brand attributes, and by so doing, or by so saying, as we know that it's one thing for consumers to be aware of their brands, of your brand rather. Consumers is obviously people that you are selling to, but knowing what they think of your brand category, or which brand attributes or characteristics they associate with it, is just as important. If your market is bottled water, for example, what brands within that category come to mind for most people, and what are the good, bad, and even ugly traits that people associate with bottled water. So when you know the answers to these questions, you can shape your brand image to combat the negative attributes and play up the positive ones. So yes, it is important to risk at times, but then the attributes, they count a lot. And the reason by saying that, it's because of if you are starting a brand, there are so many brands that have been there before. Try by all means to try and run away from implementing their image, or rather implementing what they've done before. With that, it gives us, which is consumers, a less of feeling like we're risking, or rather we're wasting our money into purchasing, or rather into receiving the kind of services that you are selling to us. So always remember that whatever concept you have, whatever brand you're thinking of, it's something that can be associated with good brands that has been there before. It helps you, it puts you on a safe side. It's good to go unique. It's always good to go unique, but then at times, we need to see the possibilities of us going unique. How are they going to play a role in the near future? So we do want to find out exactly how do we do that, as individuals. What can keep us going, what can keep us motivated, especially when it comes to brands. So it is a new year, and we are saying this is 20 fit in. You need to fit in. This is a year that things should happen for you. If you have worked last year and there were no results that you have seen, this is the right time to start. Not February, not March. This is the right month to see whether you're gonna make it or not. And by so doing, it reminds me of brands that are doing it, but then still they not getting as much recognition that they deserve from their consumers. These are the kind of challenges that we are trying to share with you. These are the kind of challenges that most brands are facing. And trust me, believe it or not, people do take these things into consideration. They look at your brand, they look at how or rather who are they associating your brand with, and they judge you by that. And remember, on my Facebook, today I posted a post saying people fail because they can. That was how I said it. And if you need to know why, do give me a call on 011-070-9425 and tell me what you think around that saying. When I'm saying people fail because they can, are you agreeing with what I'm saying, or you disagree? And if you are disagreeing or agreeing, do give me a call on 011-070-9425, or do send me a message, or rather a post on Facebook. My name is Joy Komane on Facebook, and on Twitter I'm at Joy Komane. Komane with an E, not Komane with an I. So time right now is 12 minutes just after 7, and you still tuned in with a gentleman himself. My name is Joy Komane, yes, and this is a Build Your Brand show live on Radio Junto. As you know, we get to talk about brands, we get to talk about branding, and how can we implement our skills. Which skills do we need to follow this year? It's a question that it's lying there right next to you. So you do want to tune in so that you can get trained, and you can get enough information, enough guidelines, and know the insights, especially when we talk about brand. When we talk about branding, how do you make sure that you build your brand, and how do you, in what manner are you doing it? This is a question that we are asking, rather, this is a question that we ask ourselves as brands, whether you failed or not. Last year, it was last year. If you haven't made up of you, or rather, if you haven't made, or rather, if you have not done enough last year, this is a new year for you to start off somewhere. This is a new year for you to create your new resolution. It's never too late. People will tell you that it is late. It's never too late. You still have an opportunity. We have 365 days within a year, and just 10 days, they are enough to make you a successful entrepreneur, or successful businessman, or successful brand. Just 10 days. So imagine, guys, how many days are left there for us to keep trying. So do not go anywhere. Our time right now is 15 minutes just after 7, and I'm gonna give you a song by Stimela, which is a Zwagala. Yes, enjoy the song, and I'll be back just now, with some more, information that we have to share. Remember, my question is that what do you think when I say people fail because they can? Are you agreeing, or you beg to differ? Do give me a call on 011-070-9425. Let us discuss that. Let me know exactly what do you think with you.
Oh
and that is a Stimela. And if you just join us right now, this is a Build Your Brand show. Welcome to the show, and my name is Joy Komane, and as usual, we speak branding, we speak the language of brands. So yes, you don't want to go anywhere because of we share some interesting topics here. And remember, today we're speaking about brand identity, and remember asking you also about your New Year resolutions. What exactly are your New Year resolutions? How are you looking to approach 2015? It is a question that we are asking you. Tell us exactly how you're planning to do that, and what exactly have you achieved last year. Has it been the same year, or rather last year you have achieved something within your brand? So yes, do not go anywhere. This is Build Your Brand show, and my name is Joy Komane, and as you know, we speak brands, and the language that we're speaking is a language that should help you build your brand enough so that you don't end up being or rather at the same place. So yes, as we're looking at logos, and I mean with a logo design, when you say brand, people think firstly it's a logo. People think it's the design, how your brand is designed like, and we find out that a logo is not your brand at all, nor is it your identity. Logo design, identity design, and branding all have different roles that together form a perceived image for a business or a product. There has been some recent discussions on the web about this topic, about your logo not being your brand. Although this may be true, I haven't rather seen any clarification of the differences between brand identity and logo. And let's look at what is brand. What is brand? The perceived, or rather emotional corporate image as a whole. That is a full explanation to be able to explain the word brand. And what is identity? The explanation is that it is the visual aspects that form part of the overall brand. And last one, which is what is a logo. A logo identifies a business, in its simplest form via the use of a mark or an icon. For instance, Apple. It is a successful brand, that just symbolizes itself. I mean, the name symbolizes the logo. So the name, it is not exactly a brand. It is not exactly the brand. It is the identity of the whole brand. So the name is the identity of the brand, and the logo it identifies a business in its simplest form via the use of a mark or an icon. And as we find out that branding is certainly not a light topic, a whole publications and hundreds of books have been written on the topics. However, to put it in a nutshell, you could describe a brand as an organization, service, or a product with a personality that is shaped by the perceptions of the audience. On that note, it should also be stated that designer cannot make a brand. Only the audience can do this. A designer forms the foundation of the brand. It is according, it is up to his consumers, or rather, that actually, make that brand. Are they going, to consume what your brand is selling? Are they going to, to wear what you are designing? Are they going to taste, that juice that you are pushing? That what exactly makes a brand, and with that, it is a marketing tool that every individual uses, especially in the business place or the marketplace. So many people believe a brand only consists of a few elements: some colors, some fonts, a logo, or rather a slogan, and maybe some music added into it. In reality, it is much more complicated than that, and you might say that a brand is a corporate image And the fundamental idea and core concept behind having a corporate image is that everything a company does, everything it owns, and everything it produces should reflect the values and aims of the business as a whole. It is consistency of this core idea that makes up a company, driving it, showing what it stands for, what it believes in, and why they exist. It's not purely some colors, some typefaces, a logo, or rather a slogan. As an example, let's look at the well-known IT company Apple. Apple as a company, it projects a humanistic corporate culture and a strong corporate ethic, one which is rather characterized by volunteerism, support of a good cause, and involvement in the community. These values of the business are evident throughout everything they do, from their innovative products and advertising right through to their customer service. Apple is an emotional, humanistic brand that really connects with people. When people buy or use their products or services, they feel part of the brand, like the tribe even. It is this emotional connection that creates their brand, not purely their products and a bite-sized logo. So now you should know exactly what makes a brand. It is not the design at all. It is not how it looks. It is not how you market it. It is not how elegant it is. It's about its consumers. How are they making it a success? Remember, that's why there's a saying that a customer is always right. Indeed, it is true. But then, this is some things that we need to look at. This is some issues that we need to focus on. I mean, as brands, we need to understand that not everything, is actually what we think it is. And it gives us time to actually be able, to fix where we've, messed up. This is 20 feet in, and yes, you do want to start on a clean slate. It is never too late. That's what I'm saying. And do find us on live on Radio Junto only on weekdays from 6 up until 8 o'clock. My name is Joy Komane. Do give me a call on 011-070-9425. Let me know exactly what is your take on that. What is your take when we asking you, about your New Year resolutions? How are you planning to actually break down those resolutions? How are you planning to implement a new character for 2015? How are you planning, to make it a success? That is up to you. And which is why, on Facebook, I said people fail because they can. And yes, it is true indeed. We fail because we can. And the reason being, we always have choices to take. It is always our last call. It is always us who, approve things that are given to us. It is us who approve those negative energies that are sent to us, or rather that we mix ourselves with. So let us not blame anyone. The reason we fail, it's because of we can. And the reason we win, it's because of we can. Not that we're special, not that we're smarter than anyone else, but then because we do things differently. That is what I'm going to say. So if you want to add on that, do give me a call on 011-070-9425. My name is Joy Komane, and as usual, this is the gentleman himself behind the mic, live on Radio Junto. This is the Business Fix, the number one show, Build Your Brain show, from 6 up until 8 o'clock, playing you Erika Badu next lifetime. Enjoy the song, and I'll be back.
Radio Junto.
beautiful Erika Abadu saying the next lifetime. So yes, if you just join us right now, welcome. This is a Build Your Brand show. This is a show where we get to talk about the insights and the guidelines about brands. We get to look at how can we make sure that we grow our brands, especially this is a new year, and there's a lot of things that are going on. There's a lot of events, there's a lot of opportunities for you to make it as a brand. People, are they looking for new things, things that are unique? So what makes you unique as a brand? What makes you unique? What is it that you can come up with that can actually amaze us as consumers? So yes, remember, this is Build Your Brand Show. You only catch me on weekdays from 6 o'clock up until 8 o'clock. The gentleman himself behind the mic, my name is Joy Komane. And yes, remember, we're talking about brand identity. And as you remember, we've spoken much more on brands like Apple, brands that actually knows what is branding, what is identity, and what is logo design. As we know that there is a slightly different between those three aspects of brands, or rather from brands. And as much as we believe as much as we want to succeed, we really want to know exactly which are the steps that we need to take a look at, what are the brands that we need to look up to. And remember, with that, it helps you, in terms of brand recognition. It helps you, to be in a state where people can rather, compare you to a certain brand, and you don't want to be seen, or rather, you don't want to be looked at as that one brand that came, old, or rather, that came, few years back, that actually it couldn't make, or rather it couldn't, make it, So remember, this is Build Your Brand Show, and you catch me from weekdays from 6 up until 8 o'clock. And today we're talking about brand identity. What is the difference, between a branding identity and logo design? As you can know, brand, it's a perceived emotional corporate image as a whole, and identity, it is the visual aspect that forms part of overall brand. And a logo is just a business in its simplest form via the use of a mark, or icon. It actually identifies that. So yes, what are your new year resolutions? It is 2015. It is the moment where you need to look at how can you make sure that you don't repeat the same mistakes that you have made last year. I know a lot of us, we are having new resolutions. It's always like that. That is January, because of we look at the mistakes that we've done last year, and we make sure that we don't want to repeat them. That is why you would find people saying that, especially in January, that they don't want to drink alcohol anymore. Is it because of they broke? Or is it because of they've seen the time they've wasted, by drinking the alcohol? So let's not blame it on the alcohol, people. Let's not blame it on the alcohol. Alcohol is just a liquid that we consume. It has a bit of effect, but then at the end of the day, you always have a decision that you need to make. So that is why on Facebook I said that people choose to fail. You always have that last choice, that last choice of saying, do I want this or not? And with that, it gives you the overall authority of ownership. So do not blame anyone. The reason why you're not where you're supposed to be at right now. Let us try to take ownership. Let us try. If you are given a project, if you are given an opportunity, try by all means to take effort. Try by all means to make sure that you do your best out of it. And earlier on, as we were speaking about brand identity, I remember we touched on especially on how marketers use brand research service, and research service is it's something like a guideline. It gives you a guideline on how can you measure the success of your brand. Maybe in in a range of a year, so it gives you it shows you how have you grown, of rather how your brand has grown within that short period of time. So you do want to go there and find out exactly how is your brand doing. So go to www.savvymonkey.com. www.savvymonkey.com. You will find all the templates that will tell you, or rather that will show you on your brand's your brand sorry about that, I'm just losing words. It happens at times. I'm losing words. And you're looking at your brand strategies, and then you're looking at how can you make sure that you implement them very well. So yes, let us look at that, and let us look at how can we make sure that we don't repeat the same mistakes that we've repeated. Unless you do give us a call on 011-070-9425. And if you're outside of South Africa, as we are broadcasting, all around, the world. Believe it or not, this is Radio Junto. You can give us a call on +27 11 070 9425. The number is +27 11 070 9425. Do not go anywhere. You're still tuned in with the gentleman himself. And time right now is 40 minutes after 7. So we are heading to 8 o'clock, and which is the end of our show. And you do want to give me a call right now. I'll be taking calls anytime from now. Do give us a call on 011-070-9425. Let me know exactly what are your New Year resolutions. What is it that you'll be focusing on this year, and how are you looking to make that happen? I mean, let's share ideas. Let's share, ideas, and see if we can come up with any, solutions to your problems, or rather, to your plans. This is Build Your Brand Show. We believe in making the impossible to be possible. So do not go anywhere. Yes, welcome back. Some nice, jazz sounds that should get you, rather keep your groove on. And yes, this is Build Your Brain Show, and my name is Joy Komane. As usual, you only find me live on Radio Junto from 6 o'clock up until 8 o'clock. This is a show where we talk about building brands. We actually try to find the insights and the guidelines on how can we build these brands, how can we make sure that we try to eliminate, the fear that especially the youth are having, especially when you're talking about entrepreneurship. What is the main reason of us getting into entrepreneurship at a certain age. So a lot of people, yes, they have made it through. A lot of people that have made it as entrepreneurs, most of them, they started at the age around 18 to 25, up until some start very, very late at about 40 years old. So in as much as it is possible for us to start rather be entrepreneurs from as little as a 5 to 6 year old, it is possible. It's just that it depends, or rather on the kind of environment we grew up at, and with that said, I need your view on that one. Why do you think it is the reason why people, go entrepreneurship or rather go to entrepreneurship when they old? So do give me a call on 011-070-9425. And while others, they start at a very, very, a young age. Some they start selling sweets. Some they start, being there for themselves. I mean, in as much as responsibility is ours, we need to understand that we are growing. Time waits for no man, and it favors no one. Only one who uses it very vital are the ones that should cherish at the end of the day. So the ball is in your hands. What is it that you're going to choose? Are you going to fail? Are you going to make it in life? Or are you just going to waste the time that you were given? Time is very precious. So yes, do give me a call on 011-070-9425. Let me know what is it, or why is it that people go into entrepreneurship at a very later age. Yeah? So yeah, we'll discuss around that, and I don't have so actually enough time for me to actually take those calls because of it's almost 10 minutes before the show, the end of the show. And yes, as we'll be welcoming Ubra Willie and Vinci with the visual radio, and yes, we hope that you're gonna enjoy the show. They're having a very nice show, and it is a way of enriching to a lot of people. It is a way of making a difference in the technology and in how we think, challenging our minds. Let's be unique, let's think out of the box. DJs who said that, which is Busiso Eliope. And yes, don't go anywhere, and Brawili and Vinci will be with you. They'll be with you, giving you a nice show, and yes, it is 2015, it is 2015. Where are you fitting in? How are you planning to make to make it? How are you planning to break through? Do you think this is the right year for you? Do you think you can make it as a brand? Do you think you will get as much recognition as you wish you would get? That is a question that I'm asking you. So yes, yeah, the only thing that we need to do as individuals, as brands, is to understand the right procedures that you need to follow in order for you to become a better brand. And how are we learning from mistakes? Are we taking failure as a final decision? Are we taking failure as something or rather as something that shows up, or that shows us the mistakes that we've did, and you can go back still and rectify them. So we need to focus as much as we can. I mean, this is our brands, this is our lives. Let us make sure that we give it all. We give out the best that we have. Time waits for no man, and the time right now is just 9 minutes before the end of the show. I'm gonna leave you with 2 songs, and after that, Bra Willie and Bra Vince, they'll be with you, giving you, the visual radio, which is a new kind of element for radio. So you do want to tune in, listen to what they are bringing to you. My name is Joy Komane, and I am signing out. It was indeed, a great moment that I've shared with you here today. God bless you. God bless Africa. My name is Joy Komane, and do find me on Facebook. I'm Joy Komane. On Twitter, I'm at Joy Komane, and this is Build Your Brand Show with your host, the gentleman himself behind the mic. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. Do not go anywhere. Bra Willie and Vince will be with you with the virtual radio. Good night.